Perfect. Herb Stratford, KVOA NBC4 and KMSB Fox 11. Hi,
Hi,
lady. Nice to see you.
you too.
So, Sally, let me start with you. How did this amazing story come to you, and how were you able to do it?
Working Title contacted me. They had a screenplay that Jack Thorne had written, and they were looking for a director. And when I read the story, I mean, I had been aware of Yusra's story when it was in the news around the time of the Olympics, Rio 2016. But I didn't know that there was a sister, Sarah. And when I saw that this wasn't just about one hero, but two heroes, and how inspirational Yusra and Sarah were, and I Googled them, I knew I just had to do the movie because they reminded me of me when I was growing up. It's not often you see young, modern, liberal Arab women on screen, and this was an opportunity to celebrate them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Yusra, how strange is it to sort of see and to relive this story through Sally's film? That must be was it hard?
Um, yeah, watching the film on the screen for the first time, it was really, really weird and crazy for me because I'm watching my life story, me and my sister. So it was very emotional for us because yeah, she kind of reminded us of our relationship, the sibling relationship that I had with my sister. When we got to Germany, we drifted apart a bit, and the movie brought us back together, which is amazing, to be honest. I do not like sit down every day and think about my story. So just watching everything that happened in my life, I was like, oh wow, I did go through a lot, and I'm very proud of where I am today. But yeah, it's still surreal. Since the process of the movie, since day one, I was like, I'm not gonna believe there's a Hollywood movie until I see it on the screen.
Well, and I think, it's very interesting to me, being in the West and sort of being aware of the story of what's going on in Syria, but putting names and faces brings it home so much more powerfully. And I think that's something that I hope that it will sort of raise awareness and sort of open up, people's understanding. Is that sort of one of the messages that you hope comes out of the film, that now that these are human beings this is happening to, it's not just some abstract?
Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't have said it better. My hope for the film was to subvert not just what a young, modern Arab woman is, but also what a refugee is. As a world, we need to, there's so much division. We need to focus on what our similarities are, what connects us. And it's very easy to see refugees on the news and to sympathize, but then turn the channel and forget about it. But refugees are ultimately ordinary people just like you and me, and nobody wakes up one morning and decides to become a refugee. It's something that happens to you, whether it's through war, and now with the climate crisis there's going to be more and more refugees, and it's something we need to acknowledge and realize that we're also part of this story, part of this narrative. And this could be you or I. We've seen global situations like the pandemic. And now with the climate crisis, I think those situations are going to become more and more. The displacement of people is something we need to acknowledge.
So, Yusra, I know obviously folks ended up going sort of different directions after they had found asylum in other countries. Have you been able to stay in touch with different people, or that you sort of shared this journey with?
There are a few people who are still in Berlin. So when we got to Berlin, we got separated. You don't choose the city that you end up in. The government decides. But a few of us stayed in Berlin, and yeah, they're fine. They have their jobs, and some of them got married. So yeah, we stay in touch. Yeah.
And so, Sally, just one last question for you. This was such a journey to make this film. Does this make you want to make something smaller and simpler, or are you ready to continue telling these large stories?
Yeah, both, to be honest. There's a beauty in both ways of working, and absolutely. I'm drawn to emotional stories, authentic stories, and yeah, that's what I hope to continue doing.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on bringing this powerful story. And Yusra, congratulations for surviving. And thank you. You're an inspiration to everyone. And good luck to you all. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.